Welcome back, watch fans. Today we're discussing the new releases from the world of Patek Philippe. That's right, Patek Philippe. Now, many of you are aware of my thoughts on modern Patek. Modern Patek. By the way, this is not just me saying it. There is a very well-respected dealer named Alfredo Paramico, who's a vintage dealer, and he expressed something which is, look, really the last gasp of Patek. The golden age was 2000 to 2010, the last decade of Philippe Stern. That's right, Philippe Stern is the guy that put them on the map, really. That's the guy that really made Patek what it is today. Without Philippe Stern, you would not have Patek Philippe. It would be like a Vacheron type of company. It would just be, whatever. Bottom line is, what do I think of the new releases? Okay, what do I think of the new releases? Look, this is the only watch channel where our goal is to bring you watches. We're talking about watches that can increase in value. That's right, we can double or triple your money, over 2-3 years. So we're looking, not every watch does that. Very, very few. We're talking about a handful of watches have that type of upside. Don't believe the hype that a lot of you tomato cans, a lot of you crayon eaters heard that, watches always increase in value. That is absolute bullshit. Okay, it's absolute bullshit. Only a few models, only a few brands, models have that type of thing. They may maintain value, may keep inflation. Only a few. Those are the ones we talk about, but also we actually talk about ones that actually would deliver what we call alpha. Delivering alpha, it's a financial term, meaning, look, they outperform that baseline of inflation plus, right? So we want watches that are going to compound that 25%, 30% a year for a couple of years, right? Again, I'm not saying these things are going to the moon. Of course, we've had some big winners. I don't need to go through the whole list, but we've had a bunch of watches who told you about that doubled and tripled. Patek 3940, Patek Ellipse, AP Cobra, AP Royal Oak, the Owl, which nobody believed in and exploded in value. How about, what else? We've had others. There have been others. Anyway, look, bottom line is, do I see any upside from the current Patek new release lineup? The answer is, are you ready for this? The answer is no. Now, by the way, what's interesting is, I got the watch right here, the Rolex. I have it on this rubber strap from Jean Rousseau, bespoke rubber strap. And, Rolex is doing this thing where they're basically, Rolex and AP are both doing this thing where they're doing what I don't even know what to call this. This type of thing where you take a dress watch and you try to make it casual with a rubber strap or some sort of cloth, whatever, fabric, I don't know, whatever, nylon, who knows what they make it about, maybe leather. They're trying to make, I guess, what they call casual dress watch, sort of like, I guess for like a Mark Zuckerberg type of guy to wear with a t-shirt, right? It's like a dress watch, but you can wear it with a t-shirt. And I think, I think some watches you could do it, but you can just as easily do that with this, right? You just take this, take a date, instead of having it on the bracelet, which is a little bit flashy, maybe, right? You can put on a suede strap, whatever you want, rubber strap like this, whatever you want, right? And you're done for under 10 G's. Now, bottom line, Patek Philippe lineup is a bunch of dogs. It's a bunch of dogs. The one watch that they have, it's actually interesting, is I think they call it day date. It's a day date. Now they're using the old case from the perpetual calendar, so they're using that same case, but they have this kind of, it's a manual wind 8-day power reserve. Now what makes it kind of cool is, you have the day and the date at the bottom in like a circular thing, which I like. I think that's interesting. I mean, is the watch any good? No, it's just, here's what's wrong with it. Look, the problem with Patek is the proportions are just wrong. Patek Philippe has always been about elegance, okay? Elegance was number one. And the current lineup of Patek, since Thierry Stern has no taste, okay? He's straight out of Bukyakistan, okay? Not Compton. The guy's not straight out of Compton. He's straight out of Bukyakistan, all right? He's got no taste, and he's putting out a bunch of shitter watches that are just big, flashy, like, they're just very nouveau riche, right? It's a very nouveau riche type of look, which is not Patek, right? That's not Patek. Patek has always been about discreet elegance, okay? discreet elegance, not like some 40 millimeter clock, 42 millimeter clock on your wrist. I mean, the sizes are just way out of proportion. Everything about the cases is all, I don't know, everything about them is screwed up. Now, I do believe they are making slight adjustments to get back on track. I think in the new collection, it's a little bit better than it was last year or whatever. I think they're making some slight adjustments. So I think, maybe in a couple of years, Thierry Stern will get the message. He'll grow up. Maybe his father is going to, I don't know, maybe his father's going to take away the trust fund. Who knows? I don't know what the deal is. Look, it's not easy. It ain't easy. Running that type of operation. It's a, multi-generational type of thing. But, we always know, the grandfather builds the company. He's the guy that does all the hard work. The grandfather does all the hard work. Then the son is the guy that really takes it to the next level. And then the grandson screws it up. It's kind of like, you had King David, right? That's the guy that did all the hard work. Solomon is the guy that, took the country to great levels. And then the grandson, wrecked everything. Look at that, a whale. Holy shit, you guys see that? A whale. There's a whale just blew. A whale, the whale just spouted? What do they call it? Spouted? Unbelievable. You're getting whale watching here. Not only do we give you horological content, we give you whale watching. We give you whale watching here. This is incredible. I mean, these whales are swimming from, I don't know where they're swimming from. Probably not from Bukyakistan. That's where, what's his name is? Kino 101. Let's talk about the world of Patek. So none of the watches are worth buying. The date is the only one that's kind of interesting. They also have another high complication, which is, not bad. It's the one, I forget what it is. It's got I think Grand Sonnerie or minute repeater or whatever. Great watch. I mean, it's probably a 7-figure watch. Now that one, when you get into that level, it gets very tricky. It gets very tricky because those are like real application pieces, minimal production, obviously. And there's always a few tomato can. It's very hard to really look. That's not my market. I'm not talking about that market. I'm honest enough to tell you. Look, I deal with basically the peasant market, meaning stuff under 200 grand. Under 200 grand, that's kind of you're dealing with basically peasant watches, right? When you get into this 500 grand, $1 million stuff. Then it's a whole different, especially limited production. Then it becomes, it's a whole different animal. Like the mindset, you can't make predictions. You can't make, you can't even understand the motivations of the buyers because it's just so, it's just so random. I mean, what kind of person buys a watch for $1 million, right? I'm talking about a modern production Patek, which is a big sloppy Patek on the wrist for $1 million. Who buys that? Especially when it's not like it's going to increase in value. It's there we go. There's the whales. It's basically generally going to drop. It's generally going to drop. So but there's always look. All you need is one or two guys, one or two whales, one or two whales. No pun intended. To be interested, and there you go. That's your market. You only need one or two whales. And there's plenty of money in the world, right? There's trillions of dollars. There's trillions of dollars out there. They're making more money every day. It's not like they're running out of money. And it's not a big deal for a lot of people to, write a check for $1 million, right? There's a lot of those guys out there. There's, thousands, right? So, bottom line, Patek Philippe new releases were a disaster. The only watch that has, the only ones that actually had something interesting, I hate to say it, is JLC. JLC had some interesting watches that are reverso. What do they got? Well, you know which ones. They're very colorful, beautiful. They did a couple of beautiful watches. They have a couple of beautiful reversals that they put out. Those are interesting. Now, again, those have zero upside. Okay, zero. JLC is strictly a discount brand. And I'm a little bit annoyed with the JLC. Why am I annoyed with the JLC? Because my dual time is having some sort of issue. I think because I had it on a winder for a long time. I had it on a winder for like 6 months. and maybe that caused the problem. Something with power reserve is not reading the power reserve. I don't know. Something with the power reserves is screwed up, and I think the winder did it. So I'd be very careful with winders now. You know, I've never really done that type of thing where I had watches, and well, actually I did. I had Rolexes or whatever, or some things, but apparently some watches maybe you just shouldn't put on a winder, right? So that's the deal, my friends. Don't be tomato cans. Avoid Patek Philippe. The new releases are absolute garbage, total trash. Rolex also total trash, except for the green dial Daytona. But that's kind of, you know, that's like a layup. That's an easy watch for them to do well. The dial is, you know, really beautiful green. You know that you don't need any type of genius to sell that watch. What else? Who else is doing interesting stuff? Oh, look at that. There's the whales. The whales. That's about it. All right. Leave your nasty, vicious comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.